sunny Los Angeles.
Hi, everybody. I'm Randy. I'm an alcoholic. As usual, it's Wednesday, one of my favorite days of the week, and I get to go to London, and it's mind-blowing, and it's fantastic that I get to be here with all of you. The reason that I'm here today is because I have a disease called alcoholism, and as a result of that disease, I became alcoholic. I used alcohol to treat what was wrong with me, to treat my mind. And I used it so often that I became allergic to alcohol. And I can no longer drink alcohol to treat the disease that I have, but I still have the disease. And so that's why I'm here. I'm here in the hopes that maybe I could have a treatment today so that I could go deeper into recovery and I could have the life that AA promises me. What AA promises me is not a way to stop drinking, but a way of life where drinking isn't necessary. So when I practice these principles in all my affairs, I have a life that I actually love. I love my life today. Before AA, and for a long time in AA, I hated my life. Every day I woke up and thought, oh, God, another day? Really? Somebody just shoot me. And that was drunk and sober for a long time because I didn't know why I was here. I thought I came to AA to stop drinking. And I thought stopping drinking was the name of the game. And I thought that if I wasn't drinking, that I was treating the disease. And they tell you that at meetings. They say, just don't drink today and you're a winner. Well, in the beginning, I was a winner because I wasn't drinking and it was new and it was exciting and it was different. And I was able to keep a job and I was able to keep my girlfriend and I was able to drive my car without getting in trouble and accidents. And things got very good in the beginning of being sober. But as time passed, it just became another day of not drinking. And then I have this mind, this alcoholic mind, this alcoholism that centers in my mind, and it talks to me, and it talks to me with authority, and it talks to me in my own voice, and it tells me the job that I have is not good enough, and it tells me the girl that I'm with is not good enough, and it tells me I don't have enough money in the bank, and it tells me my car is too old, and it tells me all this stuff, and I believe it because it's talking to me in my own voice, in my own mind. And what it does is it makes me restless, irritable, and discontent. And that's a way of life for a sober, dry alcoholic. And so I get so restless, irritable, and discontent in the course of the day, I have to go to a meeting every day. And I go to the meeting and I sit in the meeting and I listen. And I think I'm going to hear something that I'm going to be able to practice later. And I get some hope from the meeting that maybe my life could get better because I hear stories about your life, how terrible your life was, and that your life is getting better. And I believe that it's possible, but it's not happening for me. And so I keep going to meetings and I think maybe I'm going to get more time. And time is going to, eventually in time, I'm going to get better. And my mind's going to get better. And so I need meetings and I need time. And those two things, and I have to work the steps. And I had worked the steps. I worked all 12 steps like they were a chore. I did all 12 of them, checked them off. And I'm sober, and I'm a year and a half sober, and I'm getting worse, not better. And at 2.5 years sober, I want to kill myself most days. Just want to die. Had a job, had a girlfriend, had a car, had a place to live. I had everything that I needed, but I didn't have what my mind told me was good enough to be okay in the day that I'm in. Because my disease speaks to me with authority. And my disease, the way it shows up in my life is an unsatisfiable, fault-finding, opinionated mind. And it's coupled with this infantile ego. I got a little 3-year-old ego that runs me, and it's always in a hurry, and it can't stand the word no, and it's easily frustrated. And so that's my life. As an alcoholic with alcoholism, sober, without principles in my life in the day that I'm in, that's what I get. And so I'm constantly running from one thing to the next, trying to find the thing that I think is going to make me happy. and I'm mercilessly obsessed to be self-satisfied. It says in step 7, most of us thought good character was something to be desired, but always the character got lost. The character building always gets lost in the chase of what I think will bring me happiness. So we're supposed to be talking about step 10 today, and step 10 says the most amazing thing. Step 10 says, I'm going to come to believe, no, sorry. That's step 2. I love step 2 too. I'm going to read it out of the book. Step 10. Continue to take personal inventory. I'm not reading it out of the book. And when I'm wrong, promptly admit it. Continue to take personal inventory. And when I'm wrong, promptly admit it. Well, there's a couple of flaws with this step as a way of life, because I can continue to take inventory, but the inventory that I'm taking is yours. And I'm very good at promptly admitting where you're wrong. And that's a way of life for an alcoholic with alcoholism, right? I have a fault-finding, opinionated, unsatisfiable mind. I'm constantly taking inventory, but not mine, yours. And I'm very, very, very quick to admit when you're wrong. To myself and to you, I'm happy to let you know you're wrong. And you're wrong. You're always wrong. That's just the way it is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I had to bear the bad news to you, but you're wrong. I am never wrong. Why would I be wrong? But you see, without the first 9 steps, that's a way of life. That's the way that I live. I live in a world where I'm constantly taking your inventory and you're constantly wrong. And I'm constantly miserable because you're so wrong. And if I could just get rid of you, if I could just get a new friend or a new wife or a new job or a new boss or a new group of people on the subway that acted better, if I could just change everything out, I'd be fine. Because inside, I believe that I'm this kind and loving and wonderful and generous and caring and compassionate person. I really believe that I am that guy. I believe it. And I tell myself that I am. But when it comes time to be that in action as a way of life, as a character, I often fall short of that. And I blame it on you. I would be more generous. If my boss paid me more, I would give more. But I never seem to have enough, to have extra to be able to give you any, so I don't give. And I would get up and let you have my seat on the tube, but today I'm tired. I walked a lot. I'm just tired. You're just going to have to stand there and be pregnant and get over it. Normally I would get up, but today I'm tired. And that's a way of life. And I let myself off the hook all the time. And I hold you accountable for everything that you do, especially the stuff that I didn't tell you you should do, and you didn't do it, and now I resent you for not doing it. I have all these rules in my life about how life is supposed to be, and you're supposed to know the rules, and you're supposed to act correctly. And I shouldn't have to tell you, and I don't tell you, and then when you break the rules, then I hate you. This is a way of life. I'm describing a little alcoholism, but by step 10, I have a different way of life. By the time I get to step 10, I can take personal inventory. I can look at my faults. I can look at myself because I did it in step 4. And I had somebody in step 5 who showed me when I left the path of doing my inventory and I started taking everyone else's inventory. And they steer me back to, no, this is your inventory. Take a look at yourself. Where were you at fault? And I start to build a character that can be rigorously self-honest. In how it works, 3 times in the beginning of how it works, it talks about honesty. And it says those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not completely give themselves to this simple program. Usually men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. Well, it's in how it works. I am that person because this is how it works for me as an alcoholic. I'm a will not. I will not completely give myself to this simple program because I'm constitutionally incapable of being honest with myself. I don't think there's anything wrong with me. I think it's you. And that's a character and that's a way of life. And step 10 is the complete opposite of that. I'm going to take personal inventory, my inventory. And when I'm wrong, I promptly admit it. And the people I have to admit it to is myself and to God. And if I have harmed somebody else, to another human being. But most of the harms that I do never happen in the physical material world anymore. Most of the harms that I do to other people is in my mind. In my mind, I kill someone for standing in the 12 and under line in the grocery store with 14 items in their basket. In my mind, I tear them to shreds. I don't do anything. And then I got to admit it. Oh, God, there I am. There I go again. Look at me. I'm up to my old tricks. I'm counting other people's items. And I got to see that that's who I am. I'm the counter. I'm the keeper of the universe. I'm the controller. I'm the one that wants everybody to act right so I can be okay on the inside. The program says, no, you get to be okay right now. And when I say you, I'm talking about me. I don't get to manage my inner life anymore. In step 2, I'm coming to believe that there's a power greater than myself that can restore me to sanity. And that is happening right now in this room. Power, could you be with me right now? Could you help me with my mind? Could you help me to see something? Could you help me to hear something? Could you help me to be the person that you want me to be right here, right now? So when I'm wrong, I can promptly admit it, because now I can have some self-honesty for the first time in my life, because I've done all these things. In 4 and 5, in 4, I learned how to take inventory, and in 5, I learned how to share it with another person and with myself and with my Creator. In 6, I become entirely ready to have God remove all of my defects of character, all of them, my whole story, everything I think I know about everything. All of my old ideas, God, you take them. I'm ready. I'm ready right now in this moment because I'm here and we're in this environment and we're sharing this experience of wanting to go deeper spiritually. Hopefully, you might be here just whatever. You might be doing research to find out how bad the speaker could be. What's being offered is an opportunity to go deeper into this relationship with this higher power right now in this moment. And be entirely ready right now in this moment to not have a story, to not have opinions, to have a completely open mind, and then to walk into step 7 and humbly ask him with that humility of knowing who I am and who God is, and humbly ask him to remove my shortcomings, where I fall short, so that I could get up on the subway and give my seat to somebody who might need it more than I do, so that I could stop counting items in the line and just be a decent human being on the inside and the outside, so that I can drive in traffic and not be a maniac. And I humbly ask him to remove my shortcomings. And then in 8 and 9, I make amends for the harms that I've done. I learn about forgiveness, to forgive myself and others in 8 and 9. And I learn the price that I pay when I lie and I cheat and I steal. I pay the price in 9. I do the amends. I do something. I make it right. And then in step 10, with an open mind, even more open-mindedness, I get to, it says in step 10 in the 12 and 12, it's a spiritual axiom that whenever I'm disturbed, no matter what the cause, there is something wrong with me. Imagine that. Something, and I got to look inside, because finding fault with you isn't going to help me, and it isn't going to help you. In step 5, I'll say this and then I'll shut up. In the end, in step 5, it says that I can find no peace in confessing the sins of others. I have to confess my own. That's in step 5. I have to see my part. I have to see the man that I am in the day that I'm in. And I have to have help in step 2 to be restored to sanity. I'm not going to learn a bunch of stuff in AA and then be a better man because I learned some new stuff. Step 2 says that I'm going to come to believe that a power greater than myself can restore me to sanity. The power does it. I don't do it. But I have to share my life with the power so that I can invite that power into my life and have a new way of life right here, right now. So in step 10, it says, how can I best serve thee? Thy will, not mine, be done. These are thoughts which must go with me constantly. Right now is constantly. Right now. Sorry. My neighbors are playing music. Your neighbors are playing music. How can I best serve thee? Thy will, not mine, be done. These are thoughts which must go with me constantly. Constantly is right now. When else could you constantly do anything? It's a right now thought. How can I best serve thee? Thy will, not mine, be done. So, thank you for letting me share. And I'm so looking forward to hearing you talk about your experience with taking inventory as a way of life and promptly admitting it when you're wrong, if you are ever wrong. Thank you for letting me share.